Pew pew! Han shoots first!
Han's not holding a gun.
He's using the Force. Duh. Guys, Hey, are those my toys?
We've never seen you using them.
Kryptonite power, go! Did you just say kryptonite? You don't deserve to play with these toys.
Master Yoda says, "Stinkawith, methinks that smells."
Preach. Come on, give me my stuff back. Why, so they can gather dust on your bookshelf again? They're my toys! Okay. I didn't know you could do that. This is 5 things.
This week.
I have a confession to make. Don't judge me. Sometimes I like things that are popular. Last week I watched the 2nd episode of the blind auditions for The Voice, and I was instantly hooked. It's not because Christina Aguilera has awesome eyeshadow. It's not because CeeLo has a cat. It's not because Adam Levine swears like a f***ing sailor. And it's not because Blake Shelton is such a sweetie. It's because once upon a time I did like American Idol. And the reason I always liked American Idol was because of the contestants. And the contestants on The Voice are awesome. Starting with these guys, the Shields brothers, who got through the blind auditions last week. That's them performing the Black Keys. They tried out with Billy Idol, and CeeLo selected them for his team. Here's them playing Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. Pretty fantastic, but not as fantastic as my favorite band, Coheed and Cambria, who's currently in the studio working on their next album. And what better way to tease the next album than releasing a stripped-down, acoustic-only version of the newest song. Century the Defiant is the first new Coheed and Cambria song released by frontman Claudio Sanchez in nearly 2 years. This version, captured from a webcam strapped to an acoustic guitar, is the first time Claudio performed the song in its entirety, apparently from his kitchen. And in case you didn't notice during the first clip, it's f***ing awesome. Now, if you're a sci-fi nerd and you haven't yet gotten into Coheed and Cambria, don't worry, you'll come around. But hopefully you've already come around to the dark side. Where am I going with this? Something blah blah Star Wars. Francisco Prieto, asterisk, I don't know how to pronounce that name, spent a part of the last 3 years of his life working on this amazing stop-motion, time-lapse, 3D modeled something technical Millennium Falcon. I don't really understand any of it. It's all done in a computer. That's not real Legos that you're looking at. They're digitally recreated. He hand-modeled them all himself using 3XD. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. It's fascinating, and the most interesting part of it for me is the editing and the camera work. It's just phenomenal. You have to check it out. I am part of a proud tradition of video vloggers that goes back, say the last 6 years or so. I would say the second generation of video vloggers includes your John Greens, your Hank Greens, your Wheezy Waders, your Toby Turners, your Philip DeFrancos, okay. In order to get to the first generation of video vloggers, you gotta go back to 2006, and The Show with Zay Frank.
Hi, I'm Zay Frank. In 2006, I had an online World Wide Web internet entertainment show. It was fun, good times.
The Show was a year-long, Monday through Friday video experiment starring Zay Frank. It featured many of the elements that would become commonplace for video vlogging. For instance, a lot of jump cuts with no blinking while staring into the camera and making an interesting point.
It's surprising that thank you isn't more damaged than it is considering all of its casual uses. At its weakest, it's an automated response devoid of emotion. Syllables of social currency that say, yes, I'm still willing to participate in this world, and I acknowledge your efforts to do the same.
Now, after years of relative silence, Ze Frank is returning with a show with Ze Frank. By Ze Frank. A few days ago, he began a Kickstarter project. Needless to say, it is already fully funded and well on its way. But that's no reason that you can't get in from the ground up. If you want to get some prizes, you can still buy in and help him fund his next evolution.
Interestingly, these berries were used by early settlers to pretend to have fake nipples. These small berries were also used as fake nipples. Can be used to fake nipples. Rolled up and used as fake nipples. This was used as a fake nipple. This flower here is a
Regardless of what his object is with the new show, I'm excited because I never got to experience Ze Frank while he was airing, and I think he still has some pretty funny things to say.
If Sergey Brin makes a space elevator, I want us to write the elevator music. It's so noisy. If they come up with a driverless car, I want us to come up with the drinking game for it.
Finally, Reagan and H.W. Bush era born children, pay attention because this might interest you.
This is my brother Pete, and this is his radio station. W-A-R-T, Ward Radio, Wellsville.
In January, in LA, a reunion took place of the cast and crew of The Adventures of Pete and Pete, a 90s era sitcom that many of us hold dear in our hearts. I don't know what it is about the quirkiness of this show that I remember so fondly, and I can't tell you the last time I actually saw a whole episode. It's not on Netflix streaming, damn it. But there is something that whenever I think about this show, I'm like, that was what TV is supposed to be like.
Mom used the metal plate in her head to help scan the airwaves for the song. While Pete's personal superhero, Artie the strongest man in the world, began spanning the globe, trying to track down the original sound waves of the missing song.
After the success of the first reunion, last week they staged another one in New York, closer to the hometown of New Jersey where the show was filmed. That reunion show sold out in 2 minutes, so they added another one. That one sold out in 2 minutes as well. Obviously, I didn't get to attend, but clips of it are online, including cast and crew members playing the theme song for the show. That does it for 5 Things this week. Thank you for watching. Please follow me on Twitter at shawnvmartin. Look for Sean and Carter Have a Podcast in the iTunes store tomorrow. Check out the final episodes of Survive or Die airing today and tomorrow on my main channel. And I will see you next week. Hey, thanks for watching 5 Things this week. We have a goal to beat of 177 likes. Can we do it? I think so. The things that I mentioned earlier are over there. Sean and Carter Have a Podcast, as well as the last, well, not quite the last, you'll see when you watch, the penultimate episode of Survive or Die. I wanted it to be the final episode, and then it took me 2 hours to film. So the first part is an hour, the second part will be right around half an hour. And that will be released tomorrow, so make sure you look for it. Over on SVM Gaming, of course, we've got The Sims going on. That's on the bottom there. And Dear Esther Part 5, which is going to be my analysis and conclusion of the game, will be posted sometime later this weekend. Look for it probably on Sunday. That's it. So you can just make sure you thumbs it up and click on something. Just gonna get a soda. Oh shoot, I forgot I unplugged the... I knew I was going to forget that I unplugged the fridge to shoot in here because of the light. Also, it makes a lot of noise when it's on. Why are you still watching? Don't you have better things to do?
Sean, what are you doing with my MacBook?
You weren't here. You weren't using it.
What's your point? It's my MacBook. Get off. What are you doing?
Nothing.